What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday night and welcome to Pop Force One. I know some people are getting antsy. I know we're a couple minutes late here. We were trying to figure out Vince's internet situation. He's trying to remember his neighbor's Wi-Fi password. We don't know what's going on, but hopefully he'll be here in just a few moments. I see lots of amazing people already here in the chat. Guys, what is happening? I am so sorry. I am behind on videos this week. I just had the worst work week of 2025. So I hope everybody else had a much better week than I did. Things are finally looking up, though. So even though it was a terrible week, things are moving in the right direction. But let's say hello to all of the amazing people here hanging out with us. We got Dave in the building. What's going on? Scott says, hey, sorry, I haven't been around, been dealing with a death in the family. Man, Scott, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Hope the situation improves. Our deepest condolences, of course. Subscription Fix Pops, what's going on? Logan and Lexi in the house. What's going on? Tech, we got Susan. Anna's here. Travis is in the building. I saw Travis doing some Travis things, gifting out some Slapshot Pops channel memberships. So congratulations to whoever got gifted one of those bonus memberships. Thank you so much, Travis, for your kindness and generosity as always. We got the Funko 411 in here. What's going on, everybody? If I did not call out your name, feel free to drop a line down in the chat. We're going to be talking about some fun stuff. We got some big events coming up, so a lot of exciting things on the very near horizon. So we're waiting for our other guest to hopefully join us at some point, but we do have Professor Josh with us chilling backstage, so let's bring him into the live.
What's going on, everyone? What's going on?
How you doing, Josh? How's life?
You know, it's my weekend, so it's good, but I got a lot of prep to do. It's my weekend, but not really a weekend. So that's what I'll be doing a lot of prep this weekend. So.
Yeah, Professor Josh got some big stuff coming up this week. Thank you to everybody who was hanging out with him last night. He did a live stream interviewing Gemini Collectibles, and he also launched some items over on a new auction platform.
Online auction platform. If you haven't checked that out, you can easily, I can put the link in the chat and everything for everyone. But the cool thing about that one is instead of making the payment to like Whatnot and taking extra fees and all that stuff, what you'll do is donate directly to the charity itself. I'll give you the link. They'll donate to our rally and race. And the cool thing about that is we could earn an extra $1,000 if we have the most individual donations as well. So even $5 helps towards that. I was telling everyone, like, no matter what, $25 gets you a free T-shirt. I mean, that's how much a T-shirt costs anymore from Rally and Raise. So, but yeah, instead of doing the donations to like Whatnot and having to deal with that, it goes directly right to the charity, and I deal with the shipping. I'll deal with the shipping for these kind of fun things, but we got a lot of fun stuff. Definitely some good ones to check out. So if you haven't been over there, I see some people already starting to make some bids. I think people are ready for all that kind of, fun stuff. People are starting to bid on things, but whether you're a soda collector, a Thrill Joy person, a Funko NFT person, just a Funko Grail autographs, all that kind of stuff, you can definitely check that out. So let's see.
Holy smokes, Forbidden Collectibles coming in as a channel member now, hitting that 16-month anniversary. He says, hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Dude, thank you so much. 16 months, almost a year and a half of support. That is amazing. We got Down Under in here. I think I heard someone said Steven is actually stateside. He's in the United States right now instead of Australia. So that's amazing. I hope you're enjoying your trip/vacation, Steven. We got Carl in the house. What's up, Carl? He says, Professor Josh, great NFT pulls. What's going on? Tina, Mike, Linda, if I missed you guys. Anna, Gus, great to see all you guys. So Josh is going to be dropping links all night to all the stuff that he's going to be that he's got going on for his big charity drive. We're also going to give him some time at the end. He's going to break down everything you need to know for all the craziness that's happening next week. Oh, I missed some other super chats. Oh my gosh, I did. Steven coming in as a channel member, reporting in from Minnesota for 38 months. Holy smokes. That is insane, Steven. Thank you so much. Over 3 years of support. You guys are the best. And Steven's been around for a very long time. Travis, oh man, you're creeping up on that 1 year mark, clocking in at 9 months, 3 more months and you're a year old. Absolutely. And then you gifted a bunch of memberships.
So does he get a bonus membership month? You know, because he gifted one.
He should
get a bonus month.
He should get the bonus for sure. Tina coming in, over 2 years of support for Tina, clocking in at 25 months. Tina's the best. Thank you so much for your support. She says, hi, John and Professor Josh. Oh, man. All the channel members, guys, remember, you do get that one free anniversary super chat every single month, highlighting how long you've been a member. Every single month, we truly appreciate all you guys and the support. It does not go forgotten or unnoticed. You guys do so much for us, and we're so grateful. So what's up, Jeremy? We got Kenneth in the house. He says hi to everybody in here, to the night shift from Virginia. Very nice. All right, so this week was an interesting week. Right off the bat, we had an NFT drop that sold out, which I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna throw this out to kind of start the stream. I'm a little surprised it sold out.
I was surprised too. I called maybe like a 50. I didn't think it would be a huge burn, but I thought maybe like a 15% burn. I thought some standards would be left or something like that. But it was, I think they were smart by making a really small drop. Like it really, if you compared to other ones, like at least number wise of packs, it definitely like almost, you know, when you cut down, especially with premiums, think if you cut down 3,000 or 4,000 premiums, that's a lot of cards cut out, because that's 17 cards in those packs. So that's a good chunk of stuff kind of gone. So I think that helped a lot.
Yeah.
But
now you got some packs, right? You were able
to. We did a video, so we put that out on Wednesday. I think Vince put his out today. I have not got to watch it yet. We put out our battle video, so Shannon and I battle, and one of us comes away with the highest points we have yet to get in a battle from it. So we did pretty good, I think, on the polls.
Yeah, I agree, Gus. It was definitely smart to have it small. I mean, it's Disney. Disney alone is a pretty popular IP with all the, you know, vast universe of characters that they have. These were pretty cool. I love the Franny. The Franny was the one I'm so excited for.
I think, you know, the Franny was a great addition to this one. You know, and it's like one of our second IP Frannies. You know, it's like we haven't got that many IP Frannies out there. Poison Ivy we have. Now we have this one. I can't think of any others like IP Frannies, right? Like, is that it? Other than what we got at Fun Days, but like NFT wise, I think this is only our second.
No, we just got you're absolutely right. We got Poison Ivy Franny and now Maleficent Franny. That's it.
Yeah. Small number of epics, so pretty easy to get the set, and actually pretty affordable right now if you want to just go and buy the card if you don't want to open pack. I think overall pretty affordable as well too right now, but I think keeping it small, definitely the Franny, the horns look good on it. You know, if they made it like diamond or something, it would probably have been even like taking it to the next step, or glow with the, you know how like
the glow would have been cool.
Always has the green around, you know, the green glow would have been cool.
Glow would have been cool.
I agree.
Vince, welcome to the stream. How are you?
John, I'll be honest, I've been better. I you know, I don't know. This internet, it's not the internet. It's not even the internet. I don't even know what it is anymore. It's just, I swear to God, everything works fine.
Desktop or laptop this time? What are you using?
No, Jazz. Remember, last week was amazing. Wasn't last week amazing? It's just,
they are getting rid of AOL dial-up. You know that, Vince, right?
I wish I could tell you it's definitely not the internet.
No,
but I'm here. So
well, right now you look clear. You look great. You look clear. So
okay, good.
We're good.
I got both fingers crossed and my toes.
Oh God, he just froze.
Are you kidding? You're joking me, right?
No joke. I swear to God. But you look great though. The face that you're making as a frozen face, you look fantastic.
You know what? Just roll with that then. Roll with the frozen face. I don't even care.
You got some packs though,
right? Smiling now. You're smiling. At least you're not looking down at your phone.
Listen, I'm going to be crying when my face unfreezes eventually. You know, who cares? Who needs my face anyway? I'll just go to the dot.
There you
Looks like a
go.
model.
We can't see your face anyway. If John just keeps up people's
Yeah,
chat.
just keep putting people up. You know, it's my beautiful voice that everybody wants to hear anyway, not my stupid face.
What was the official pack count for these?
8,500 and 7,500.
Is it was one 9,000? I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to look back, but pretty
Pretty
Pop
low.
and Stock will have it. Yeah. Pop and Stock will have it. Easy
Yeah, I
way
think
to
it was
find
85 and 75.
Okay.
95 and 85. Close. 95. So standard 95, premium 85.
Well, I
right
think
now,
it was kind of like a triple threat because we haven't had NFTs in a while. Like we haven't had a
Yeah.
drop.
like
This
over
was
a month.
This
Yeah.
was a good drop, and it was small, so it had all the makings of a sellout, and it did, and it sold out.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised it sold out.
You weren't
I mean,
surprised. I was
not.
a little surprised, but
I was because Disney hasn't done well historically on here.
You
But
know
I
what though,
think they
Josh?
lowered the tax
I bet you at the pack count that sold, I bet you was close to the other Disney. Like, did we ever look
Yeah.
at that? Because the
No,
other Disney, there was like a 50% burn, but I bet you they had almost twice the amount of packs. Maybe not
So
quite that
let's look.
much.
Disney afternoons, right? Afternoons.
oh yeah,
Let's see.
wasn't the Disney afternoons like super low in terms of the people that redeemed it?
The Friends,
Both
the
of
Mickey
them
and
suck. Mickey and Friends was really low.
Oh yeah, dark purple glow. That would be cool. And a diamond dress. Yeah, for sure. I'm happy though. I really like the way they did this Franny. The fact that they gave her the horns instead of a crown. Well, they gave her both. They have a little crown and the horns. I mean, that's killer right there.
And this Franny, I don't know if you guys said something. Franny is not going to be very expensive.
Somebody said it's going for like $121 right now.
No, it's way less than that.
Oh, really? Oh, way less? Well,
Yeah,
she was 2,200, right? 2,200.
When I checked it yesterday to get enough for the royalty Franny, we were talking like $50.
Oh, wow.
It's not bad because you only have what 7 epics.
There's
right
only
now,
7.
You get $41. You can get the royalty.
41. So it's even dropped a couple more bucks.
Yeah.
I mean,
they went down
it
to about
makes sense.
$6.
Like
Epic.
Franny has not caught on. Like people,
No,
she is not popular and not desired. So, the Grail was $121. Oh, my apologies.
But yeah, the Grail's still about 121. The Big Bag Wolf actually is only 26, and then our Shan Yu is almost $40. That's actually doing pretty well. I think if they switched the Grails I think they could have switched around the Grails and it might have been a better one. I don't know.
You know what? I don't think that there was anything that was going to strike anybody's like Grail fancy.
Yeah.
And with only having 3 redeemables, like I think it's kind of tough. With only 3 redeemables, it makes it a little bit more tough. So the Grail's down to 120 now.
Yeah.
It was 167 earlier today, and last night it was a little bit higher than that. So but I'm not surprised. Did we not say that, Josh? Did we say this last week? Did we say how much we thought the Grail was going to be?
I said 120 to 140 or 110 to 140 or something in between there. Like,
yeah, it was something like that.
You said higher, and then Bree agreed with me. Bree said like 120 or something like that too. 120, 130. I think it's just not popular enough. Also, you think about the odds of pulling it. Actually, it was a smaller. There's the same amount of Grails, but actually smaller amount of cards. So odds get a little bit better, not like super better, but a little bit better. So for $40, you might as well go buy. I mean, you can get the whole set, 40, 180, so 230. You could buy the whole set if you wanted to. So you could decide to buy the whole set, or you could open $230, or what did you open? 240, Vince? I didn't see your video yet, so don't give it all away. But 240, right?
240.
Yeah.
8 packs.
So 8 packs, you could luck out and get some really good stuff, or you could just really suck and not get anything. So
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Subscription fix pops. I sincerely love the Frannies. I think they're adorable. And what really did it for me was the Celestial Franny. Yeah, they did a great job. I think Frannies are going to be worth quite a bit down the road. I don't know if we're going to see like the numbers that Freddy pulls in, but I think you're going to start to see Franny slowly, like especially the ones that we're getting 2024, 2025, even the ones we get next year for 2026. I think any of them that are like 2,500 pieces and below, I think you're going to start seeing them creep up. Nothing crazy. Oh, that's right. We do have a Wonder Woman Franny. Yeah, I actually just got my Frannies right here. I wanted to put them in the background because I still want to be Franny and Proto the dog complete for as long as I can. Not with all of like the super variants because I'm not going to be able to get like the 50-piece Franny, but I want one of every single Franny and every single Proto the dog because they're attainable. It's reasonable to get all of them. Now, maybe 5 to 8 years from now, when there's like a ton of Frannies, maybe that might not be possible. But for right now, I want to stay complete. Temple Boys, what's up, Mike? I only picked up the Franny. Think I'm good there. I think you're good as well. Franny Supergirl would be amazing, especially with the new Supergirl movie coming out next year.
I mean, for $40, you're doing pretty well. It's probably going to be an under 2,000 piece Franny, even though it's sold out. I don't see more than like 1,800 being redeemed, I bet. So for $40, I don't think it'll get much lower than that right now. It might get maybe a little lower, but $40 is pretty low for a redeemable.
Yeah,
for a royalty.
Super low, especially from a drop that sold out. So you'll get all Frannies, even the 50-piece. Don't stop shooting till you score. What's up, Sam? I have gotten some really amazing, low piece counts over the last few years. So, I never say never. I mean, we could pull it in a mystery box, or we could work a trade with somebody, or get it from somebody who just wants to pass it on to another collector. Who knows? One day. We lost Vince. Hopefully Vince will come back. But anybody in the chat, let me know if you got any of the Disney NFT packs, if you were successful, or if
how long do you think it'll be for the next one? All right, so we're not going to get one more in August. We only got this one drop in August. That's it. Will it be like mid-September till we hear again, you think?
I don't know. I mean, the new CEO, who I want to talk a little bit about tonight, he takes over on September 1st. And I'm wondering if he's going to have any input on drops as far as like the scheduling. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could definitely, I would bank on at least one for September. Will we see 2 or 3? I don't know.
I doubt. I think we'll see one unless they somehow throw. Will they throw another Funkoween in September or wait to October? They haven't even dropped. We haven't even got the Funkoween series too, so they probably won't drop that since we haven't got those in yet.
I'm so excited for that set to come in.
I heard they started shipping Adventure Time, or really preparing to ship that. So that will be our first one with the actual piece count on the sticker coming.
Oh, nice. So Subscription Fix says, unpopular opinion. I love unpopular opinions, but I want to see Franny as something else other than superheroes. Please don't cancel me, LOL. I just want to see as Disney princesses, anime characters, etc.
I mean, she's Maleficent. That's not a superhero. So
it's true.
We got it.
Disney
we got it right now. We got a Disney villain.
I'm going to make that opinion even more unpopular. I want to see Franny as unlicensed original characters. I want to see Franny as like a super fun witch with like a little cat on her broom. Like I want to see
Funko. We already started seeing that. We got Banshee, Franny.
But that's what I want. Yeah. I want to see more of that, and not just with like the holidays. Like come out with just some like wacky characters that don't have to be necessarily tied to an event or like a holiday or something. Just get fun. Like if they did like Franny is like I don't know if she's like got like a popcorn cart or something, and I don't know, like just just make it fun, just make it interesting and do low piece counts and have them sell out and get everybody hyped. Like they've done, perfect example. They've done like Freddy and all the cars. Like give me like a Franny, like don't even make it stereotypical. Like don't even do like Franny in like a convertible. I want to see Franny in like an off-road like Jeep Wrangler style vehicle with dirt all over the side or something. Like just go crazy out of the box. I don't know. I could be the only one on that.
Yeah,
That's completely okay. I'm right there with you, Doctor of Comics. I want to see Franny as Mara Jade, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah, Franny and a Ram. That would be amazing. Franny on a unicycle. Yeah. Now we're getting super crazy. Jetman wants Franny as Rogue, though. We'll see. I think they're doing a good job with Franny. They're not overdoing it, so I feel like that's why people want more. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, we haven't seen another. When's the last time we've seen a proto? What was that one? Appa. He was Proto's Appa for Avatar, right?
Yeah, Avatar one. Yeah.
I mean, other than their lines, I like their lines are always going to have a Franny Freddy Proto. I think whenever they do their own like Funko Ween, Funame, all those kind of things, because I mean, that's how they do their own characters, right? They do their own characters and then make them up however they want.
Oh, I know, Zach, dude. I want those so bad. Those and then the Christmas ones. Where did they go? The Festival of Fun or whatever.
Oh, my Stranger Things ones from before Stranger Things last season comes out. That'd be nice.
Oh, we got Riley in the house. What's up, Riley? Marvel Series 2, Freddy and Franny 2-pack mythic as Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman or Vision and Wanda. That would be cool. That would be super sick. I would be all for that. All right, so I don't know how much you guys talked about it last week, but how is everybody feeling with the new CEO for Funko? Now that
we talked about a little bit last week. I mean, he comes in with some good experience from a variety of brands, so not just Netflix, but he was at Disney, he was at Nike, so he comes in with a good variety of different brands and areas that have worked with Funko as well too. Comes in with event experience, like having those experiences for fans, which is desperately needed for Funko. Have fan experiences more than one place, I think. And then also just the retail connection side. Like that's what he was over at Netflix. So when he saw Stranger Things at Target, like that was because he worked out some kind of deal to have Stranger Things products at Target and those kind of things as well too. So,
yeah.
And his name is Josh, so he must be a cool guy. So
there you go. Yeah, Riley says cautiously optimistic, but he seems to be extremely qualified. So we shall see. I'm excited from the little that I've read up on him. Just kind of basically everything Professor Josh just said. Yeah, he sounds like he could be somebody who's a really good fit. And I thought as a fun little prompt for our stream tonight, I really want to hear from you guys as the chat and the community, as collectors. What do you want him to do? If you could sit down with him and you had 30 seconds and he just, you have the floor, what do you want to see change or what do you want to see Funko do that would improve your collecting experience?
I think, a big thing for him coming in too will be like, does he come in and introduce himself to the community of fans? Like, does he go and say, hey, my name is Josh Simon. I'm the new CEO of Funko. I love collecting whatever, right. Because Brian Mariotti was a collector as well. He loved Hanna-Barbera. He loved like collecting, rare vintage toys and all that kind of stuff as part of it, and same with Mike, starting the company and the fun and things around that. But I think him coming in, like, is he also a fan of stuff? Like, what does he love? Like, what does he remember from whether it's his childhood, whether it's things that he's like, I love collecting Star Wars figures, or I love collecting, who knows, like Hot Wheel cars or whatever, or bottle caps. I don't know, but whatever he does, it would be cool to hear that he has it. But yeah, I think everyone, at least in our community, would love sodas to come back.
Yeah, I see the first 3 messages from Pipsqueak, Muthau and Gus said bring back sodas, and then Zach piggybacked off on it and said finish existing lines of pops and sodas and bring back Fright Night and NYCC. That's a good suggestion right there. Oh man, a lot of stuff coming in. Riley says focus on what is successful, up social media presence, do more with your catalogs than just the mainstream cookie cutter characters. Oh, I like that. Big Man Gabe says more social media presence. I agree, 100%. You can't have enough. I think on top of that, just to kind of highlight that, Big Man Gabe, because I really like that comment here. I think their social media team, on top of having a bigger presence, I think they also need to really like hone in on the details of like what is happening. Like if there's a drop, like for instance, the boxes of fun this year. Yeah, we knew they were coming, but we didn't have a time until the night before of when they were dropping. Like they're doing a good job in certain areas. Like you're letting us know when all the limited pieces are dropping on Funko's website with their schedule. That's fantastic. But we shouldn't be wondering the night before when the box of fun is going to drop. What do you think, Vince? What do you got on? What would you like the new CEO to do? You got 30 seconds, undivided attention. What would you say to him?
What? What'd you say? No, I'm just listen, I'm gonna just echo what everybody's already said because I am also hoping that they I don't know. I don't know what I'll be honest. I liked the direction that they have been going in. So what would I like to see done? Like I have a feeling if the sodas weren't doing good, we might not see the sodas again. I don't think that's going to be the first move that a new CEO would make. But I would love to see like if it was up to me, yes, I would love to see the sodas come back. I'd like to see them just continue really what they've been doing with the limited piece drops. And I like that some of the drops have been very weird. And I even like that it's kind of been screwed up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like we're getting limited piece stuff in ways that you can't really even purchase them. So I hope they kind of continue what they've been doing a little bit. I hate to say.
Yeah, and that's kind of a weird predicament we're in right now. Like, and that's why like the Star Killer situation, like not to really like hash that out again because I feel like we kind of beat that to death over the last few weeks. But it was kind of like it's literally the catch-22 of collecting.
Yeah.
When you create something that's so desirable that you can't get it unless it's, unless you're shelling out hundreds of dollars on the aftermarket. But then at the same time, if they were to make that pop available for everybody because it's so good, there wouldn't be as much hype and it would only be like $10. Everybody would be able to get it and nobody would really be talking about it. We would just be like, oh, yeah, I picked it up. It's cool. I got it for my collection. So it's like, how does a company like Funko find that sweet spot? And I think they kind of have found the sweet spot where they say, hey, you know what? We're going to up the price a little bit. We're going to cut down the production for certain pieces. And there's still hype. It sells out. Yeah, some people aren't going to get it. The people that do, congratulations. But it's tough. I would be, if I was in his shoes, they're tough shoes. They're definitely tough shoes to fill.
I mean, sadly, he'll probably have to come in and change a lot around in the next maybe year. I mean, it should take 6 months to a year. Like you need to come in, figure out what's going on with the organization. But there's going to be people that are going to be let go. There's going to be people that will change. There's going to be movement in the company. Everything's not going to stay the same because if it stays the same, well, is that why they're losing money? Like you have to figure out how you're going to make this up and make it happen. But also, I think bringing in different ideas, doing different things with different retailers. I think they're bringing on people on board. Even talking to Gemini last night, they used to require you to have $1 million in sales per year and like have to spend like ridiculous amount for the getting an exclusive, you want. And they kind of cut back. It depends. And he was talking a lot about like now you can get a 10,000 piece exclusive if it's just a glow or repaint or something like that, where you might have to get like a 25,000 if you want a brand new mold, like something that hasn't been made before kind of thing. So there's like different kind of levels of that. But a lot of it's not requiring you to have like $1 million in sales to make that happen. Now, if you have the capital to buy the 10,000, say, exclusive pops, then you can buy the 10,000 exclusive pops, for exclusive. So
it's kind of what we've said over the last couple of years. We wanted to see them come back to the smaller cons, which the Toy Temple was at their con, and doing stuff like that. I think that makes it, that's going to make it fun. It's going to make it, because John, what's a good point? Like I look behind at your display back there. What do you have? Almost 100% NFTs back there. And yes, you've got plenty.
So I did that on purpose just because somebody was a little rude. I did it. I don't know. Maybe this is wrong.
You did it out of spite. Is that what you're saying?
Partially out of spite. Somebody was really rude to us this week and said that we talk about NFTs and we don't spend money on NFTs. I've spent thousands of dollars on NFTs and I have a lot of NFT pops. I guess they didn't realize because the NFTs were on this other shelf over to the side out of view. So for the next, I don't know, a couple months, I decided to put most of the NFTs I have in shot just to be like, I do buy NFTs. I spend.
I also think it makes a statement though, in the sense of like, that's what people are going to like, if we're going to have like a little bit of a rebuild or a, let's face it, like all the pops in general are not at like the forefront of everybody's, hype meter. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think that it can be cyclical. I think it's a little bit of, on that downside, but I think that they're doing good stuff. I think if they continue doing the good stuff, and they do have to make some changes. I mean, I think their social media presence is, this is no slight to because I don't know what the current staff is working with and all that kind of thing. But like, I thought back when they had we called them the cheesy whatever. Honestly, I like that stuff. Like, and I think it was better before that. Like, if we're being honest, 2019 was their heyday of that. Like, they got to bring that aspect back around a little bit. And I think they got to make people get excited for some of these drops. I think that they're doing that with some of these sellouts and that kind of thing, doing the limited pieces. You got to hype up the collectors. And then, the other side of their business, like we keep on saying, they're going to mass produce some of their stuff. And that's going to be for a different audience.
Yeah. So I want to catch up in the chat here because we got a lot of great comments that I want to quickly run through. Linda says, when you vault a pop, leave it vaulted and keep, I guess, I think she means
keep sodas.
Keep the sodas. Keep making the sodas. Yeah, I agree 100%.
I like that.
Fix the marketing team, 100%. Susan's in for sodas. I like that. Subscription Fix would like a Sailor Moon cooler, and we are cool. Okay, I feel like that should be doable, but we'll see. Will we have any kind of Halloween drop? I'm sure we will. I'm sure there's going to be some cool stuff for Halloween. BS Pops, what's up, Ben? Personally, I think any CEO can talk anything they want, but until they start proving themselves, anything that is said needs to be taken with a grain of salt. And that's a very good point. And I think this right here is like a perfect example of what we just went through with the previous CEO. I felt like she kind of sat back. She learned the business. She understood how Funko worked, exactly how you were just saying, Vince. Like, this CEO has to do that too, right? Where they got to like learn Funko, learn the ins and out, understand how the company is going, and then interject themselves and be like, all right, I think we should take the company this direction, or I think we should do this. I feel like at the moment, the previous CEO started doing stuff that we were like, man, things are good. Like Fun Days was awesome. Box of Fun was great. Limited piece pops are back. Sodas are back. Like, SDCC was pretty good. Like, I felt like everybody was like, yeah, things are going great. And then she got canned. So I hope it doesn't take until next summer. So I hope maybe this guy kind of finds his footing in like maybe 6 to 8 months instead of 10 to 12 kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's also, what we're looking at it from the collectible side. I think that, and we might have said this a little bit last week. I don't remember exactly. We were talking new CEO last week a little bit, and the thing I'm looking at is Funko's great with the IPs, and they have like a certain thing, but I think it's hard to be like a collectible company that's going to be like $1 billion company, and unfortunately, because they're answering to shareholders. And probably the staff that they've had to build up with, with everything that they're doing, I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough road. They might have to compact a little bit, maybe downsize a little bit. And I wonder if that's something that anybody wants to hear, or did they do that a little bit under the old CEO? And,
I mean, I think also depending on what they spent on the licensing of like the game, I think the game just flopped. Like it didn't create any excitement after it dropped because but they're coming out with new Funko Pops for it. I just saw too. So I think it's interesting because I don't think it's doing very well. And a lot of people, and I think the biggest thing, they made it where it was like multiplayer online type of game where I could play across networks, like a Fortnite or other, like those games are popular because people can play across platforms with other people without having it. So this is just a game you're kind of playing by yourself and kind of repetitive and similar, those kind of things. But then they also have things like Mondo, which is a very unique like subculture of that. That's a very, they have Mondo, and don't forget they have Loungefly too. So, we're talking about Funko, but Funko as a company has all these pieces and parts. And technically, I think they're majority stakeholder in Drop, but I don't think they own Drop, right? Like it might be a big stakeholder in it, but I don't think they actually own fully Drop.
I feel like they don't, but I'll be honest, I don't know that answer for sure.
Yeah. A couple more great comments. Dr. Comics says, I think the new CEO should focus on making fewer common pops and producing more limited or local exclusives like the ones they release for fan rewards. If they print fewer but charge a little more, collectible and exciting while helping Funko grow popularity through rare pops that fans actually chase. Yeah, that's all good and well. And I think we all pretty much want that. It's just the problem is, they're not making as much money. Like a common pop costs very little for them to make, and then they're mass producing it, so there's a wide profit margin. With these limited pieces, like you look at the stuff that we've gotten, for the most part, they're brand new molds. They've got a lot of detail. The box design is all new. Like they're not part of existing lines. You have unique stickers. You got the QR codes. They come in the hard stack. They're sealed. Like there's a lot of different components that cost money. And then they're making significantly fewer. So they're not making as much. And that's the problem with them not being able to do that, relatively speaking, as much as the mass produced common pop. So I do think there's a world where they can do both, where they can have the common pop market. They put the pops on shelves at the secondary retailers. But I actually think personally, because they've only done like, what's the most amount of limited piece pops that we've seen dropped on the Funko Shop in 1 month? Like 4? Like 1 a week, right?
I mean, on the Funko Shop, but don't forget they're dropping at other retailers as well. So you're seeing 9,500.
Well, that's a good point. No, that's a great point. So let's say, I mean, but even with the other retailer drops, like what are we seeing for like 6, 7?
I mean, I would say 10.
10, okay,
probably, because we've seen quite a few 9,500s come, like Hot Topic, Box Lunch, Barnes and Noble, a couple of these other companies that have been getting them. So I would say you're anywhere, 8 to 10 that you're getting maybe per month right now, which is a collectible, which is fine. I think for limited pieces, I think they can live. They have to live in both worlds, unless they go private with Funko and sell off and want to not be a $1 billion company.
Right. I feel like they kind of can't. Right. I mean, have we seen? I'm sure there's companies out there. I don't know of any companies that went public and then went private again.
Oh, there's been plenty of companies that did.
Oh, there's plenty of companies. Okay, so I'm not. I only really follow.
The firm will buy them. Like it depends on what they think. I mean, other companies have went public, private, back and forth. But usually it's not always great for the shareholders and things like that.
No, it's usually not.
I only follow 2 companies, so I don't really know about what other companies do. But I personally think if I was Funko and the limited piece drops are bringing people in, they're bringing in so many people to your website. I'm not even talking about the other retailers yet. And maybe you guys will disagree with me on this, or maybe you'll agree. I think because they've only done a few of these limited piece pop drops, they've done well. They've done very well. They've all sold out. They've been characters from various themes. So it's not like they've done all anime or all Disney or all Marvel. Like, I think it would really benefit Funko if they took a piece of the old days. Remember the old days where it was like, all right, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12 is the drop. I think they should do that with the limited piece pops. I think every single week they should have like 3 to 4 of these drop in limited pieces, get people excited, get people to the website, because as a business, I'm thinking, all right, if I can drive traffic to my website, I got all these people coming trying to get this specific pop. I bet you there's a percentage of people that will come to the website, and if they get the pop or don't get the pop, they're there. They might buy something else. So they might pick up some common pops. They might grab a t-shirt. They might grab some biddies. Like, I think more traffic is the secret to getting more. It's not even a secret. It's just the recipe for getting more sales. But I don't think those drops would overwhelm people because we want limited pieces.
No, I don't think, I was, when you first said that, John, I'm thinking that's going to get really overwhelming. But then as I'm thinking about it more, really, they have so many different categories that they could go with. We don't see, they got the anime, you got Marvel, you got Disney, you got television, you got movies, you got all these different genres that you could go in. And as long as they kept mixing it up, like, don't do a anime drop every week, because then it starts to feel not special. And maybe 3 is pushing it. Maybe you do 2 a week, and then have the maybe that third one is a retailer. I think they definitely could do that, and I think they're honestly they're pretty close to that already. I think they're pretty close to.
Tomorrow alone drops three exclusives LE Pop. So one is Funko Shop, one is GameStop in-store only, and then one is another 2 solo leveling ups are dropping. One GameStop in-store only Tusk, and then one Entertainment Earth Sung Jin Woo will drop as well tomorrow.
I see a lot of people complaining how they're going to get it, which to a certain extent, it's bad and it's good. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, the GameStop one, especially because, not everybody has a GameStop. Are they going to make it to the GameStop shelves? People are worried that the employees are going to keep, I see everybody, kind of freaking out about that. But, there is, I think that they've been doing a good job. Like, that's one thing that I do think they've been doing well. Now, unfortunately, something's not going right because they lost a ton of money last quarter. So I think they're going to have to fix that part of it. But, there's not a lot to critique with.
If I can interject on that, because I've seen a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people highlighting that $41 million loss for Funko. I did a really, really deep dive into it because I'm trying to curate a video for this specific subject. A lot of that 41 million was unfortunately due to tariffs. And if you look at all the big major toy companies across the board, a lot of them suffered huge increases in costs for Q2 here in 2025 because of those tariffs and those extra customs fees for importing goods to the United States. On top of that, Funko also had Funko Fusion, which I think is roped into that 41 million, even though we don't have a full breakdown of what that $41 million is exactly. But Funko Fusion did not take off the way they thought it was going to, and they sunk a lot of money into that. The other thing for them, what was I going to say? Oh, the other thing that Funko did was they actually paid off a ton of debt that I feel like people are
coming up. They have a huge thing coming up soon, like a lot coming up if they have to pay off. Like a big chunk.
And they'll have to figure that out. But I'm just saying they've already paid off. Like, I'm looking at the positive here. Like, obviously that $41 million loss is not good, but other companies have suffered major losses. And I always kind of cringe because I feel like people just love to rip on Funko when there's like a easy low hanging fruit for them to grab and rip on Funko with. But I think that was just, there was a lot of factors in play. Maybe they didn't sell out as much of some stuff that they thought they were going to sell out. And then they used this big loss, pinned it on the previous CEO, got rid of her. And now they're like, all right, now we're going to try this again. New CEO. We're going to move forward. Let's see what we can do here. Really quick, before they get too far lost, because there's a lot of people dropping some great comments in the chat, and I really appreciate it. The next comment that I wanted to highlight was from Funko 411. He said, it would be nice if they made drops feel like events, lock down the website, throw up a countdown, do fun stuff to get people hyped up. And that ties in exactly with why I think they should really lean into more of these limited piece drops. Like if they did exactly what you said, Vince, like don't always do anime, do like a DC. They have the most IPs. Like Funko has the most licenses in the world out of all the companies in existence. They could literally do a different category, I'm pretty sure every week for the whole year. Like that's how many different things they have when you break it down with how many movies and how many TV shows and all the animes and Star Wars. Like, and if you did a countdown, because like that's a brilliant idea, Funko 401. Like, not only have the calendar that people can click on and be like, all right, this is dropping Wednesday, this drops Saturday. Oh, I need this. This is dropping Monday. You know, people mark it on their calendar, but people also forget. So then if you have a countdown, and even on top of the countdown, you take it one step further. If they send out an email blast to everybody who is in a rewards part of the rewards club, you send out an email blast like an hour before, so everybody gets the notification on their phone, so they know, all right, I gotta try to get this pop. Like it's dropping in an hour. Like, yeah, I agree. Like hype it up. Like have people on social media from the social media team go live like an hour before the drop. Be like, hey guys, this really cool Harley Quinn pop is dropping today. This is, and you get somebody who's actually like knowledgeable on the characters too. If you're like, hey, we've never done Harley Quinn in this outfit before. This is a brand new mold for Harley Quinn, or this is based off of Margot Robbie's appearance in Suicide Squad. Like you really like sell the product. And if it's limited, it's going to sell itself. But then if you get somebody in front of the camera who really knows what they're talking about, especially you find like an anime person who's like, guys, this is Vegeta. We've never done Vegeta riding a bike before. This is a big deal because in season 7, episode 14 of Dragon Ball Z, he rode the bike and he defeated whoever. You know, it's just like get somebody on the social media and start hyping up their stuff.
So I did look up. So they do have. So Funko filed paperwork with the U.S. Security Exchange Commission regarding the at the market equity offering, which will allow the company to sell shares of its common stock up to $40 million. Funko has also hired an outside firm to advise it on refinancing its debt, which is due September 2026. So they have a big debt coming up in September 2026, I guess. So they need to figure out how they're going to refinance it or do whatever with it. But
they have a year to figure that out. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's what one of the things the CEO is going to have to deal with, like coming in, is doing that, whether it's refinancing, but also do you have to start layoffs? Do you have to change stuff? But I think the big thing with it wasn't the tariffs necessarily paying tariffs. It was actually the uncertainty of unknown of tariffs. So they stopped a lot of production, especially in China, moved it to Vietnam, but also stopped production, slowed everything down from coming here then too. Like, oh, we got to stop it. We're going to make these molds in China. Now we got to stop and move it to somewhere else because we don't know if we're going to pay this crazy amount on them. So that kind of thing just changed sales a lot, and then just had less product out there to sell. They had to move things to different quarters that they probably initially had in the last quarter for, planned to drop or to sell as well too.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Johnny Sack says they need shock drops. I know for a fact people are paying bot groups to get the limited pieces. That is a problem. And I'm kind of split on that. I'm not split on the fact that like people are 100% paying for bots and using all kinds of like backdoor links to get these pops and limited pieces out from under a lot of collectors and then forcing us to pay hefty amounts on the secondary market. Like that is a problem. It's always been a problem. Unfortunately, with the shock drops, even though I would be for a shock drop at the same time, I think we're in a different era of collecting where I feel like people need more notice and they need, just because we have so much more going on in our lives. Like I feel like maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, statistically, there was a lot more people working from home. There was a lot more people not commuting to offices in big cities. Like collecting has changed. So you guys can also weigh in on how you feel. Like, would you like to see more shock drops or would you like to see more scheduled drops? I think either way, you're going to have people with bots. That's a problem. And that's just something that Funko has to figure out with their website. But at the same time, from Funko's perspective, I hate to say this, if this product sells out, it sells out. Like, they necessarily don't care about bots unless there's like a huge uproar from the community. And even if we do uproar and we're like, hey, this isn't fair, like real people and real collectors can't get these items because other people have all these bots. If Funko goes, oh, well, like we're selling the product, like we're making the money. Sorry, guys. You know, they'll lose people, but they're technically not losing the people who are buying the product. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you guys see what I'm saying with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always
I mean,
it is a problem, you know, and unfortunately, even with the shock drops now, like they have to put these links up early enough where most of these bots can crawl websites and do all this stuff anyway.
they still might get them.
It still might get them because I see it happen with sports cards. I've seen it happen with sneakers and that kind of thing. Unless you do an EQL or something like that, which everybody hated that too. So it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I think anytime there's any kind of demand for anything, you're going to run into that. And that's, you know, like Star Killer is a great example. I know several people that got it. There was only 750 pieces. Like that is going to unfortunately sell out pretty much instantaneously. Then there's been some other drops that, you know, some of them go better than others. I wish that they would all go well, but you know, some of that stuff is part of collecting in general. You just it makes it tough at times.
You remember when websites used to put like the amount up as $999 or something like that? It's like $9,999 or whatever, and then you had to put in a code and it discounted to the like the amount you're supposed to do, and they gave you the discount on their social afterwards. I remember. I think Fugitive used to do that with some of their like drops and things because they didn't want people to go in like and just try to troll the website and find the thing in. So if you put it in and it had automatically checked out, charged you $10,000. So you know they knew which ones were like kind of you weren't paying attention. Or hey, we'll take your $10,000. But
so you guys are cranking out like some incredibly thoughtful and really great comments in the chat. So thank you to everybody who's being really engaged in this conversation. Dr. John coming in as a channel member for 3 years, baby, 36 months. That is insane. Thank you so much, Dr. John. I hope you and the fam are doing well. Oh man, where was it? Somebody had a brilliant comment that I wanted to highlight really quick, talking about blind packaging. Funko has gone away from that, and obviously there's a huge demand right now for blind packaging. Man, who said that? I wanted to highlight that so bad, but the chat was flying. If somebody said that, just drop it again in the chat.
Raise your hand, please.
But basically the comment was saying that Funko has gotten away from blind packaging and that they need to go back to that to compete with these other companies and bring back some just overall hype to the hobby. And that's 100% the truth, because they've gotten rid of blind packaging with even their biddies. Like the biddies used to have the one mystery character, and now most of the biddies you see exactly what you're getting. Obviously, yeah, there's the single blind biddies, but yeah, I mean,
if they only had some amazing product that came in this smallish kind of can or something like that, that would be something that we could all open again and enjoy. You would think that maybe would be a, I totally agree. I think, when
they tried to do it with Huckleberry, but they didn't.
Part of it's kind of coincidence, but like, when the sodas kind of went away, there was a lot of hype and like excitement that just kind of went away with it as sodas became less and less. Like, and again, it's a coincidence, I think, to a certain extent, but I think that I think there's that big missing piece. I agree with that. I mean, the mystery minis and that kind of thing, I think that maybe personally, I think the mystery minis got not as good as time has gone on. I think the mystery minis used to be fantastic back in 2018 and 19, and I feel like they kind of mass produced, like they didn't feel the same quality after that. But they got the sodas. I mean, let's get back to that. And I think you're right. I think they got to get back to that a little bit.
Yeah, and they don't. I don't think. I mean, I don't know if like making a pop, like some sort of pop packaging with that is like terrible or rippable or I don't think you have to do it like that, but
No, I don't either. I don't want to have pops that feel like Thrill Joys. Keep Thrill Joy the way it is. I
yeah.
think it's fine. But seriously, let's go back to the sodas. However we got to do it, I think they got to go back to that. I hope that we see that come back around because I think that has always been something really fun, you know. And maybe it wasn't big enough, but it's a fun part of the.
They did technically the blind packaging with the mystery Huckleberry Hounds for San Diego Comic-Con, and I thought that was great. I think
People enjoyed that.
they should take that concept and they should do that maybe on a monthly basis. Like, you don't need to make that just a con exclusive thing. Like, do that once a
Right.
month with some character, and you make different tiers to it. You could do that for a pop, but I think my biggest disappointment with the sodas coming back is, they're all great, and I love the full can art, and I think the characters they chose and giving us Franny sodas for the first time was phenomenal, but none of them had chases. And I feel like when you don't have a chase, when you don't have a rare variant or something exciting different than what's on the front of the packaging.
Why do a blind package then?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Now, I also agree with what Ace is saying. He says Funko really can't do blind packaging when stuff ends up on Walmart or Target. Those items are too susceptible to being opened before buying. And
For sure.
I've heard that this is happening, unfortunately, all over the company with the all over the country with the Thrill Joy stuff. People are ripping them open in Hot Topics and box lunches, which is a bummer. Unfortunately, people just can't. It happens with with Lego, with the CMFs, the $5 mystery collectible minifigures. People rip those open now.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. I've seen them all over Target before.
Yeah, like people are just trying to get the ones they want. So it's kind of like the chicken or the egg. Like, all right, we want to make blind packaging because there's so much hype, but we can't make blind packaging because then people will rip it open in the stores and not pay for it, or they just take the one they want, or the rare version, or the one that's going for a lot of money on the aftermarket, and then the company doesn't make as much sales. So I think if they do it, unfortunately, like you can't trust people. Like, you can't put them out on the shelves. You either have to put them behind cases or you only sell them online.
Yeah, and I think make a few less. I can't imagine, and what do I know? I don't have a clue, but I can't imagine if they did 2,000 piece or 3,000 piece, 4,000 piece sodas. I feel like they won't sit there for 10 years. If they're good collectible characters, like if they start going super obscure on some of that stuff, and doing 15,000 pieces and that kind of thing, then yeah, they're going to sit on the website for a long time, and they're going to have to be discounted and all that. But I think if they're doing smaller runs, I think they'd be fine to go back to just the website for that.
So Riley hits another great point, and there's some other comments that I'm gonna highlight. I just haven't gotten to them yet, so please be patient, guys, if you're waiting for your comment to pop up. But Riley says this may be controversial, but less sales. Don't give people a reason to not buy your product at full price, and I kind of have to agree with this. Like, I think they should really only do sales maybe twice a year, maybe like do a spring sale and a Black Friday sale, and that's it, because people are definitely waiting around. Now, if you can get something on sale, as a consumer, you got to take advantage of that price reduction. But at the same time, from a company perspective, like Funko has to know. Like, do you guys think they know? Like, they have to know that people are waiting for these sales now.
You know what though, John? I think that unfortunately, I think they have to do sales. Think about prior to 2023. Did they ever run sales? Like next to never.
No,
never did sales.
But they also didn't drop as much on their website. They are dropping way more on their website.
Right.
Like the catalog on their website is extensive. So that means their warehouse is sitting on a ton
of inventory
than they had in the past.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. I think that they have to do the sales because I think you get to a point, with inventory. If you hold too much inventory, that if you don't start turning that, there's a cost to storing that inventory that starts to outweigh what those pieces cost to manufacture and why they had to dump and get rid of them and send them to the to the different stores and that kind of thing. So I think that they unfortunately have to do the sales. I mean, I kind of agree. Like it bothers me. And I said it right after SDCC. Some of those SDC exclusives have already been part of that sale. They're part of the sale already, and we're not even talking, a month after the fact. And stuff that I could have just waited for is already on sale. You don't love to see that, but unfortunately, I think it's something they have to do, not something that they necessarily want to do.
Yeah, and One Piece is a great example. Maybe One Piece isn't as hot as it used to be, so they really need to cut down the production, and especially for the con stuff. Like, you shouldn't see the con stuff go on sale. Actually, maybe they need to tailor their sales differently so that people understand that there's just certain items that are not going to go on sale, and maybe that will cause more purchases to be made when the stuff actually drops, because then people are like, well, it's, if they were to say like a hard line in the sand, even if they had a lot of it, they were like, hey, anything that's exclusive to a con, so C2E2, WonderCon, San Diego, New York, that stuff's not going on sale. Like, they're going to put everything else on their website on sale. You can use your rewards points to get those items, but they're always going to be full price. Now, I don't know if they can afford to do that.
I think they just need to figure out their manufacturing numbers better.
That's what I was just going to say, Jeff.
That's going to be more important than anything, because, all right, you could say like that One Piece will never. Well, they've sold out plenty of One Pieces before. Now this one sits on there and doesn't. But they're also making you buy it with a hard stack a lot more now. Like the One Piece pops are all coming with a hard stack, which the one right now that was on sale was $6 with the hard stack. Well, you're just buying a hard stack then at that point. Like, it's interesting that they have stuff like that. But I mean, I could think of back of example, like couple Funko Shop things that sold out no problem was like Supernatural Sam and Dean. Like, they must have made the right number of those, and those sold out, and now they're $70-$80 pops because they sold out. Like, they sold out in that week. They didn't have to ever do those on sale. Like, that's what they need to figure out, is especially with their Funko Shop exclusives, their con exclusives, the stuff they're dropping on their own site. Retailer ones are going to be totally different, right? Because the retailer says, we want to order 50,000 of these. They might make 40,000 for, the retailer, or 10,000 for them, or whatever. They're making 30,000 of whatever because they need to get them in every store. That is on the retailer that they're getting out there. But like for Funko Shop exclusives, they should have a good idea what is that sweet spot to not sell it, or every once in a while throw up some pre-sales with one, see how they do, and kind of gauge your community on like, oh, how is this anime still doing? How is this like Supernatural pop still doing? How is these other things doing? By doing a pre-sale, you can kind of gauge that a little bit too.
So everything under the umbrella has another great point here. The new CEO needs to answer this question: what is Funko? Then message the answer in such a way that the community and newbies understand. I struggle to answer that question well right now. All right, well, I mean, let's throw this to the panel here. Let's throw this to everybody in the chat. What is Funko to you right now? Here in 2025, it's August 21st. What comes to mind when you think of Funko?
Pop culture.
Pop culture. Okay.
Pop culture. That's everything they make under the sun, right? Mm-hmm. Anime is part of pop culture. TV, movies, pop culture. Like, everything they kind of do is really related to pop culture and about it. Even bringing back things that were 20 years old that haven't been on TV for 20 years that were like, oh, I remember that when I was a kid. I mean, those kind of things that's part of that whole pop culture nostalgia kind of piece that's in there.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to define it, collectible company, toy company, I think what they did is they tried to push too hard for the toy company part of it, where they oversaturated the market with just too much, like too much of everything, too many SKUs, too many common pops, too much everything, that it got to a point. I think where they really got hurt, it was probably not even under this last CEO. It was before that. It was probably during Brian's last, whatever, year or two. They just did way too much. When they ended up with the landfill story and then going to the discount stores, it really hurt their brand, because when you see stuff like that showing up at all these discount stores, you start to think of it in a different light. Like, people, I think, had a different impression in 2019 and 2020. And I think it's a very good question to ask. What is Funko today? Funko today is definitely different than it was in 2020, 2021, 2022. I think they went way too hard on the toy side. Now, with that being said, And that's what I've been saying. And I think we've been calling for it for years now. They've started to kind of pull back to where I think their core needs to be. But I think that you want me to get super cheesy.
Yeah,
They
go for
need to put the fun back into the Funko, because I think what they don't do well, they don't engage with the community at all anymore. There's like none of that. It's 100% gone. They don't do, and I know like we're past even the point of the picture of the month and doing some of the fun stuff that they used to do. Like they really got to regroup and again get back to those days where they had more of a connection with just the community in general. I feel like it's so far like removed from that. Like it's you don't you guys feel that way? Like it doesn't feel, it feels different.
Name someone that on the Funko social media team. Name a name.
Right. You know what I would name Hillary. Like that's the last person I remember. And
Ashley,
even though
Hillary, Sully.
Ashley and Hillary, right? Like you could whether you like their style or not. I personally thought it was fine, and I thought that was way better than what came after. Well, like it came way better than what's come after. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade on their social media team because I don't even know what's made up of their social media team. But I don't think that the company in general puts enough emphasis into it. And I don't even blame the social media part of it, because really, like, what changes have they made? They're just not. They've really just disconnected from the community part of it. The only part of the community that's really left is us, like collectors, like not the people that go to Target and buy something for a birthday gift on the way to something or whatever. Like there's a collecting community still. We're the ones that are buying the 750 piece stuff, the 1250 piece stuff, because most casual Funko collectors don't have a clue what any of that stuff means. And to get people back into that kind of thing and start to understand that again, like it's hard to get somebody excited about something that, like, what draws these people in other than maybe a few YouTube channels. Like you get, and forget us. I'm not even talking us three. I'm talking, you only have a couple. Like if you go into the Lego group, John, there's a ton of really big YouTubers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the Funko
partnership program, they like have a program built to have partnerships and things, right? So I mean,
actually, I would actually that actually causes a lot more negativity and sensitivity over there. The short answer is yes, they have that program where they directly partner with influencers and social media people. I think that but I think they need to do something more. They need to do something with the creators and people who are still influencers in the space.
Yeah, I just, again, I just think that they've, there's a way to connect to the community. I think that the way that they've had to, like, even use Tristan is really their only social media presence to a certain extent. Like, it kind of shows, like, I don't know, like they need some direction in that side of it. They just need to have more of a connection to the community. I think that they got to do that themselves and not just rely on, whatever.
They had some fun stuff. You remember the fanatic of the week or fanatic of, the month, or
they would do the lives where they gave photos away.
Photo of the day kind of thing.
Like around the world. You remember when people were doing videos and they were like, in Brazil and collectors and, and I think Top Pops was a Canadian collector. But, like everyone. So,
I think though, with this CEO's background, just knowing the little bit that I do, because it's not like I know a ton, but with the events thing, I think that he might be in touch a little bit more with that side of it, where, maybe we're going to see a little bit more of an emphasis be put on that. I think that they got to continue what they've been doing with the limited pieces and build some hype with that. I think they're all the suggestions, like so many. You're right, Jen. There's been so many good comments here tonight. Like, guys, check out one of these lives and you're going to get a ton of good
free.
ideas as far.
This
I mean,
is-
I'm
this
being
is
for
a-
real.
this is
Like
a free think tank right here.
like I'm being for real though. Like we've done this for 5 years, and I'm not looking for. I could I don't care, and I'm assuming that most of the time that nobody watches it. But I know that we got 100, 150 people here pretty much every single week. But there is a lot of good ideas, and I think that the community sense of it, I think, is important. I think the collectible side of it is important. I think that they're their toy side of it with the biddies and all this other stuff. I think that's important too. But it's all I think it's a great question. Like, what do they identify with today? Like, what do they? I think that was a great question. Like, what does Funko identify with today? Are they just a toy company that
So you want to hear their corporate overview on their website kind of
their
thing?
mission statement
Sure.
per chance?
Kind of. Funko is a leading pop culture lifestyle brand. We provide connection to pop culture with a product line that includes vinyl figures, action toys, plush, apparel, posters, hardware, or housewares, NFTs, and accessories. As the world's largest proprietor of licenses, entertainment enthusiasts display their fandom through the lenses of Funko products.
That's too much. I need
Yeah,
to wear
well,
that.
I know, but if you think about like that, like the idea of like the pop culture, like I said, pop culture is what I think when Funko, and that's definitely
For sure.
I think what they're going for is like all the different stuff they make around pop culture because of the licenses they have, and we've always said licenses have been king for Funko. That's why they are not the Beanie Babies of the day, because of the licenses and the strength they have in their licenses for it. So it's really interesting to see,
You guys
have,
been to everybody here. I shouldn't say, I never want to assume everybody, but most people here, you've been to some sort of sporting event, right? Baseball game, football game, maybe even a hockey game. What do they do when the whistle blows, or it's halftime, or 7th inning stretch?
Go to the bathroom?
No, from the
Oh, that's what I do. I'm old.
that's what you do. Okay.
Entertainment. You have
From the
you get
event perspective, there's entertainment, right?
Oh, okay.
get a
Yeah.
nacho. You go get your
While you're in the
nacho and
bathroom,
beer.
Vince,
Come
they're
back.
shooting out T-shirts into the crowd.
I never see the T-shirts because I'm in the
There's-
bathroom. I
There's
apologize.
Performers, there's people communicate. Like, you don't talk to people during the game, right? Or at least I don't know. Like, at a hockey game, no one's talking to each other during the game. Like, we're all focused on the game, and then when the whistle blows, or it's in between periods, then we talk to the person next to each other. Funko, for me, their product, like the products are the game. And in my opinion, I think they were a collectible company who was doing a great job. They went for it. They went all in, and they said, you know what, we're going to be a toy company. And it didn't really work out because their products are not, the heart of their products are not toys. Now I think they need to do another, not full 180, but maybe like a 90-degree pivot. And I think with this new CEO, I think they need to be an entertainment company. And that's what they need to look into. And I think they need to host events like Fun Days throughout the country, throughout the year. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, but small events where they can put on a little bit of a skit or a show. You get Freddie up there, you get some other of their animated social media team up there, you get some exclusives thrown out in the crowd, you give away some t-shirts, you get people amped up, you go around, you do these little things like, hey, tell me something as simple. You guys seen the TikTok style interviews where like people are at events and they just go around and they're like, hey, what do you do for a living? And they this is like a conversation starter. They should do that at Funko events, and they should just be like, what was your first Funko Pop? And just let the people give you the content, give you the stories and everything, and then you share that on your social media. And then if somebody, let's say they interview Zach, right? And Zach's like, oh, I know Zach is big on the Universal monsters. And Zach's like, oh, my first Funko Pop was, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know if that probably wasn't his first pop or whatever, but like he says that. Then they take that clip, they post it on social media, and then other people are like, oh man, I love the Creature from the Black Lagoon. And it gets engagement. And then people are like, wait, what event is that? Oh, shoot, they were at a Walmart doing a Fun on the Run style event. They come up with these different names, but they even go further than that. You don't just do like a little Funko party. I think Funko needs to piggyback on these sporting events where they have like a baseball stadium, where they have the exclusive pop that they're giving away. Maybe work with that MLB team and be like, hey, can we set up a dunk tank or something in one of your parking lots? And as people are leaving the event and they got their pop in hand, they can come over and take a picture with Freddie, or they can, try to throw a baseball at the dunk tank and dunk the big guy in the Freddie suit. Like they got a partner. Like they said it in their 2024 analysis and their breakdown of where they wanted to be. They wanted to be at these sporting events. They wanted to be in movie theaters. Like, do it, go for it. But I think if you bring that entertainment side, you will sell so much more product because you will give your company positive exposure. And if you allow, like, what's the number one thing people complain about when it comes to fun days? They couldn't get tickets. They couldn't go. It's too expensive. So if you give people opportunities to go to smaller events or other events where Funko has a presence, then people are going to enjoy the hobby. They're going to have fun. They're like, man, I just saw the CEO of Funko today, and he told me that, he liked my t-shirt, or, he thought, I was a really cool person or whatever. Like, people, I think, need human connection in 2025. They need those. People want to go to events like that.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
And that's the heart of pop culture, right? Like pop culture, like that was the thing that you said, Josh. Like Funko for you is pop culture. Pop culture comes from all these things that bring us entertainment, like watching a movie, watching a TV show, going to a sporting event, reading an anime book, like all of these things, all these characters that we love are a source of entertainment. So I think Funko needs to just, not a full 180, not a 360, just, not like, oh, we're going to clean house and start over, just a little pivot, get people excited. Because I use Fun on the Run as a prime example. Like people were so excited when they found out that Funko bus and truck was coming to their city. Even though the items weren't like super exciting, they were just so excited. And then the most of us, where the Fun on the Run was not coming to our city or not coming close to the East Coast, we were like, come on, man, like what is this? Like that's not right. Like they should come to my town. They should come to my city. Like people want to engage with the company. And I think if the company just really put some money into their marketing and into doing events like this where they are engaging in the community, I think you could see another Funko boom. I really do. I think people would just start loving everything that the company is doing again, because they're already putting out good products. Like we're sitting here and we're like, man, we love the limited pieces. The box of fun was good. Like the lines of pops they're putting out, people are still enjoying collecting. So the product is not necessarily the problem, unlike in years past where we're like, well, they should bring Freddy's back, or they should do limited pieces, or they should have, cool con pops. And yeah, they could still improve their con catalogs, but they still have cool stuff that they have been dropping, which we can all agree with.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything under the umbrella says pop culture is shaped by what you don't see yet. Can a company see what's coming, not respond 6 months after what happened half a year ago? Travis Kelce, top selling pop of 2024. That speaks.
I mean, pre-order. I mean, that's the whole thing of pre-orders. That's why I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're not doing more of that a little bit. I figured, especially if they're doing it on their own versus doing it, I think it's hard right now for retailers to do that. A lot of them stopped taking pre-orders, if you notice that. Like a lot of them have really cut back on doing pre-orders because of all the mess that happened for a few years there. But also it's a big commitment with not knowing what's going on, or this is the commitment of the person. So me saying as a consumer, I want that. Yeah, I don't care if it's 6 months from now or 4 months from now. I want that. So I'm going to pre-order it. And when it comes, I'm going to be happy that I got it. So I think that's a good way of doing it. Having stuff come out too late. Yeah, like there's plenty of examples of, oh, that was too late, or oh, they probably shouldn't have made those Netflix pops like a couple of times. Yeah, there's some of the series are like, oh, that didn't do well. That's going to sit on the shelves.
So Zach has a great comment here. He says the Funko photo of the day was the best when we posted pics with hashtags and they picked one and posted a winner. That was so cool seeing them all. Yeah, and they can do that without having to go to a sporting event or without having to put on, a big party somewhere, cool entertainment event. Like they can literally just have a team sit in an office and go live on Instagram, or post some pictures and pick some people. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff they can do where they can just create community engagement. I think community engagement and their social media presence, I think, is what really separates them from other companies, where there's a lot of other companies, they just literally put out products and they're just like, here it is, here's our product, and they don't interact with people at all. Like their interaction doesn't go beyond somebody having a problem at customer service, like, hey, I got the wrong sneakers. Oh, okay, cool, we'll ship you the right sneakers, sorry about that. But ultimately, you guys had a lot of great points, and we're going to see what happens with this new CEO and everything. He's getting hired, he's getting paid to do a job, he's going to bring his expertise and his knowledge to the table, and we'll see what happens. I mean, Funko was already going in a much better direction, I would say, compared to even 12 months ago. So I think they've really turned the ship around. Now it's just I feel like they turned the ship around, and now it's just, how do we get the ship to move in a profitable direction? How do we have, instead of a $41 million loss, how do we turn this into a $10 million gain, positive quarter? And then after that, how do we make 20 million and then 50 million? It is about money at the end of the day. So they have to find ways to make money. But I think the quickest way to someone's wallet is through their heart. So you find something that somebody loves, you engage on that, you talk to them about it, and you'll be able to get to their wallets, per se. But we talked a lot about some great stuff today or tonight for Funko's direction, but for the three of us, we actually have a huge event coming up next week, and I wanted to give Josh a couple minutes here to break down everything he has coming up with this huge veterans charity auction that's going to be taking place a week from tomorrow, but he's already got some stuff live right now that you guys can participate in. So the floor is yours, Josh.
So I think the biggest thing for anyone wanting to know what's going on, it's all broken down on our Instagram. It's also linked. All the links are built into our link tree that's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, like that. So when you kind of share my screen here in a second, let's see. Let's get this one up. Yeah, let's get this one. So when you go to Linktree, you'll see a ton of stuff. I kind of highlighted some of the big stuff. Of course, our Whatnot auctions is coming up. So if you haven't bookmarked that, I appreciate everyone that has bookmarked it. I think we should be at 200 bookmarks by next Friday. So if you haven't shared that out, please share it out. Take a second, do the little share button where you can share it to your Instagram stories and that, and copy the link and stuff. Also, if people just want to flat out donate, this is a great way to do that, because we are already at 64%. So I'm going to share this tab real quick. 64% is what we're going on right now. That means you guys have already given towards our $5,000 goal. Our goal is 5,000 because we have an automatic match at 5,000. So that's our goal. I think we're going to surpass that goal, but that's where I want to be. So the great thing about it. So thank you for everyone that has already donated to that. A lot of great people in this community have donated to it. I know others said they would as time go on. If you want a free t-shirt, $25 donation, get you a free t-shirt, and they'll contact you about getting a free t-shirt. So that's awesome that they're doing that. Back to here. Big one here is also our online auction here. You'll see the auction. This is not Whatnot. This is kind of like what John did with Toys for Tots. He did Encore last year. I'm doing a different site called 32 Auctions. It's a charity site made for like charities and fundraisers and things like that. So there's some great things on here. If you're looking for the Ultron Grail NFT redeemable, it's on there. Starting bid right now is $101. So if you want to go in there, so one bid on there. We got April Fools. We got autograph packs. We got soda 18 pack, 18 different sealed sodas. These aren't open sodas. These are all sealed sodas from cases of soda. So you have a good chance to get some grails. We got a Thrill Joy pack here. We got the Beetlejuice Adam and Barbara pack. Those are like two Funko Pops that have amazing glows. They're about $200 value right now. They got, some supernatural ones, $7 a pop, gave some gift cards. Funko 411 gave a BAM Funko Shop exclusive. We got a He-Man and Loungefly soda one. We got the Clay Morrow from Sons of Anarchy autograph. We got Coco and Miguel and all those kind of things. So if anyone wants to check out any of these, the best way to do that, I would say, is from the link tree, because you can check out all the different links right there. So that'll take you to everything. When you win this auction, it ends next Wednesday. We have a live stream next Wednesday, 8:30. The auction ends at 9. What we'll do is whoever wins will be able to go back over to that donation site, and instead of paying me or paying the website, you just go on here and make a donation in that amount. So if you win Ultron for $120 next week, you go over here, you make a $120 donation. So I try to make it pretty simple for you guys, but also simpler for me, because I think we've all dealt with like dealing with taxes and all those kind of things with charity things. It becomes complicated enough. So if I can offset some of that into like a direct donation, I love that as well. Another thing I'm doing, so back to the like link tree on our website, we have a new website. We launched a new Shopify website. We launched. I have 2 things up for charity packs right now. I have a charity Funko Soda mystery pack. So this is 6 sealed sodas for $50. And then I have a charity mystery pack for $30. And it'll be like pop pins, Funko Pops, Dorbs, all kinds of different stuff. Because Gemini, you saw the unboxing from Gemini, there's a lot of stuff in there. Some of it has duplicate stuff and that kind of thing. So I thought this was the best way to do some of it. I'll also have plenty of those things on our Whatnot. So as well. So if you go over to our Whatnot, you'll see on our show, we do have several things already up for bid. We'll be adding tons more throughout this weekend. So if you haven't been over to Whatnot, you can go ahead and check the auction area out, and you can make any pre-bids as well too. So there's about 30 things right now loaded. We'll be loading more. There's a couple pretty decent grails in there, some Freddy Funkos, some other stuff like that. So make sure to go to give those bookmarks. We'll be adding some stuff as we get closer to buy it now. So if you just want to grab some things, we'll add some special packs and some fun stuff like that. So key thing is, website is live for shopping. Online auction is live. It ends on Wednesday when we're doing a live stream, and Friday is the big Whatnot one. And we'll have several guests throughout the night as well too. So we're not just going to go live and just sell things. We'll have some guests throughout the night join us, and then have some fun with that. So all those kind of things, just go to that link tree in my profile. You can get every link you want there. So every link, including Gemini Collectibles, they set up a code to save 10% with code Professor. So they were really great for, they sent over 14 boxes. And I'm talking about boxes, like full size crazy boxes. So they sent over 14 boxes of stuff that have all kinds of stuff from old to new, to Gemini exclusives like Batman here, to like creatures from the Black Lagoon sodas, to I literally probably have 150 to 200 sodas in there, all sealed, by the way. None of them are open. They're all different sealed ones. So that's why I wanted to do some different packs for you guys just to buy it now. I know some people can't make the auction too, the live auction on Wednesday. So this is a great way for you either to participate in the online auction or also buy something from a Buy It Now on our shop, or when we launch some more stuff on Whatnot. So lots going on, a busy week for us. We got some really cool stickers that we have done as well too. So I showed them off on a couple of streams. We have some cool smaller metallic ones, I support veteran ones, and then we got some really cool glow ones, and they glow awesome. Like, they're really awesome, a really awesome glow to that. So we'll be selling some of those as supporter packs. I'm thinking about putting the glow ones with, I have 36 of these guys. So I might put some glow ones with our friend here. This thing has an awesome glow. If no one has checked out this glow on Mr. Sinister here, he has a really cool glow.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so a good glow on that. But that's pretty much what's going on. A lot of great stuff. Hopefully you guys can make out to a couple of things, support in one way or another. Your choice. You can make a $5 donation and that's it. And that's a great way to support on the website. You can come out to the auction, buy something. You can do something. You can buy some sodas from the website. You can make a bid on the online auction. All those different pieces help support what we're doing. So, and it's all going to our Veterans Endowment. So that's the cool thing there too. It's all going right back for our veterans.
It's amazing.
Well,
Vince, what do you have coming up for the people?
Well, I just bid on Ultron, so I think I'm and I bid on Bam Bam, so I'm good there. I'm bid on those two. I might be a special guest next week. Maybe. I probably will be. So guys, make sure you bookmark. Listen, in closing, I wanted to say something real quick. We had we had a passing of Jeff 88 hoverboard. I wanted to just say something to kind of cap that off. I said something on Whatnot as well this week, but Jeff was a really amazing person to us, and I know to many in the community. I was amazed by how many people reached out to us and all that stuff this week. So I just wanted to give condolences more on a formal thing. We did a little small thing because we found out literally like right before our video. We put a little small thing at the end of one of the videos, but just wanted to say condolences to his family and all the friends that he made through the community. I know he touched a lot of people, so just wanted to kind of say that our hearts really were hurting this week, and hopefully we're able to console a couple people that have reached out and kind of be there for each other. So I just wanted to say something quick about that. Really, for us, we put out a video today. You guys can check that out, and then we got videos next week. But have a great weekend. Enjoy your loved ones.
Yeah, I just to touch on that really quick. Losing Jeff was it was tough this week. Yeah. So thank you for what you said, Vince. Thank you to everybody who I see. There's been a bunch of posts and stuff. Definitely want to make sure that he's remembered for all the great things that he did for our community. I will put my wife here on the spot for 10 seconds here, just because I think she deserves it. She did a lot of stuff for Jeff behind the scenes, just with some, some of his health stuff that he had going on. And she worked really hard, and she didn't want, she's the type of person, she doesn't want recognition and, acknowledgement for the stuff that, was going on. But it really hit Joanne and I pretty hard when we heard the news that we had lost him. So, our deepest condolences to his family. We put it out in all the group chats and everything. So we hope everybody's doing okay. It is always tough when we lose a member of the community, especially somebody who is as involved with all the things that he did. And, Josh, I know he donated a bunch of money to your charity and everything. So
he was the first to donate. Yeah, he was the first one. He told me on a live stream, and I wouldn't let him do it. He was like talking to me on Whatnot one night. He's like, I want to match what you raise on Whatnot for your charity. And I was like, no, Jeff, you can't do that, man. You can't do it. So I was like, Jeff, I'll send you a link when we go live. You can make a donation on the website or something like that. Like, I don't want you. And he was that type of person. Like, I'm like, let me do something amazing. Let me do something crazy for you. Let me just do this because I want to do that. And I want to support you guys, and I know you're doing something great. And I think that's the kind of person he just always was with everyone.
Never asked for anything. Jeff never asked us for, never asked me personally for anything, and did a lot of amazing stuff for a lot of people, and just didn't. It felt like he did it for the right reasons. Sometimes you get, you want to have, like you said, John, like sometimes people do things for recognition and for a thank you or for this or for that.
He wasn't like that at all.
He just wasn't like that. Like sometimes people are just, good people that do things because they want to see a smile on somebody else's face. And, I got to tell Jeff this, and I got to do a live stream with Jeff. So I felt, when we do these live streams, I feel like I get to know people better, and really everybody that's in the chat always, I feel like close to those people. And, Jeff was definitely one of those people to me. And, it's tough to have anybody pass, but especially somebody that I really feel like part of our family, like you guys in the chat that are here week after week, like you do mean that much to us. And, you know, Jeff was definitely one of those people to me and our family, because Bree was, you know, devastated by the news as well. So yeah, just wanted to say that because he deserved it. I mean, he really was a great part of the community, and really was sorry to hear the passing.
Yeah, and unfortunately he's gone, but he won't be forgotten because
No.
he's touched so
He
many
left
people.
his mark for sure.
Yeah, and he did a lot of selfless things, and you know that's what he's going to be remembered for, because he was just a really, really good person. And I need more Jeffs in the world. But
Yeah.
just as far as everything going on with us, I just want to apologize. I didn't have any videos on the channel this week. I wanted to. I had a couple that I was trying to get out, but literally just had a combination of a terrible work week and you know, you ever get like one of those weeks where like all of a sudden, like I've been waiting to see a couple doctors, and finally some appointments opened up, so I kind of had to jump on that. So between my medical stuff and my military stuff, I just kind of got slammed. But Joanna and I have a huge live stream Saturday night that we hope all you guys can come out to, because we have some huge channel announcements and updates for both channels, Slapshot Pops and Slapshot Bricks. And I really apologize, Josh. I don't even want to say this phrase because I'm not trying to steal your thunder whatsoever. Everybody, please go support Professor Josh. You can support him right now through the website. You know, he's got a big auction that we're going to be a guest on next week. But a few of you guys have already been asking about Toys for Tots, and we have some huge Toys for Tots announcements that we will be making Saturday night. So we're excited to launch off, you know, kick off another exciting Toys for Tots season. And some of you guys have already asked about, you know, sending over items, and you got your boxes. Some people already have boxes ready to go, and we are just unbelievably humbled by everybody's generosity. But we will be doing all the announcements, breaking down what to expect this year for Toys for Tots Saturday night. So 9 p.m. Please try to be there. That's why I'm actually ending tonight's stream a little bit earlier, just so Joanna and I can continue prepping for that stream. We have a big collab that we've been working on for a long time, and finally the stars have aligned, and we are finally able to share some big stuff. We're going to be dropping some stuff on our own website. It's going to be a really exciting night, and I hope you guys can come out. So that's all I got for me. Once again, please, if you guys haven't done so, go bookmark Professor Josh's stream over on Whatnot. He's got some big streams and events happening all throughout the week, so make sure you're staying up to date on everything in regards to his charity. So that's going to be it for tonight. Be on the lookout for some more great videos, live streams, and all that jazz from the three of us. Anything else, guys? We good?
Good.
Mm-hmm.
We're good. Chat was amazing tonight. Absolutely incredible. The interaction was off the charts. So thank you so much for all of that. As always, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you guys very soon.
Night, everyone.
Night.